Ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. Earnings season is officially upon us, and we have to break down 5 companies, 5 stocks that I'm watching for this week, all of which are set to report earnings. And when the banks are reporting earnings, that's when earnings season is officially here. So, guys, jam-packed video. Again, we have to break down those companies and the indexes very quickly. So hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and of course, do not forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo with at least a $100 deposit. And for now, your uninvested cash can earn, get this, up to 8.1% APY, which, guys, that's a no-brainer. So check out the link down below in the description box, also pinned in the comment section. Get your money. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So at this point, you guys know the stock market on Friday had a very good day. The S&P went up 0.9%. The Russell, I think, went up around 1.5, 1.6%, as the NASDAQ went up 1.2 and the Dow went up about 0.8%. Very strong green day to wrap up the week. And you guys can see on the 5-day, 5-minute, this was after some consolidation on Wednesday and Thursday, a little bit on Tuesday as well. This is SPY, by the way. This tracks the S&P 500, right? So we consolidated in the middle of the week, and then we broke out on Friday, which is a great way to wrap up the week, if you ask me, right? This is after we got the jobs data, the non-farm jobs data, which came in way better than expected, and the unemployment rate, which also came in better than expected, right? So we broke out heading into close on Friday, which is great. You guys see that on SPY, on Triple Q as well, right? Really nice push here on Friday, and on the Dow and Russell, obviously. Maybe not as big of a move on the Dow as we saw on the Russell, but man, still very good day across the board. And now I think we're close to all-time highs on SPY at least. Let me pull it up and show you guys. SPY's about $3, not even, actually $2 away from all-time highs, as the Dow Jones is pretty much, 300 points, less than that, away from all-time highs. And who knows, maybe earnings season this go around. Again, we have banks reporting, some other companies this week, but as the bigger companies start giving us their numbers, maybe that's enough to push the Dow to all-time highs again, the S&P, and maybe even the NASDAQ, which has been slacking a little bit here. It's been behind the indexes slightly. This hasn't hit all-time highs in about 3 months, whereas the S&P and the Dow, they just hit all-time highs, I think, a week ago. We'll see how this plays out moving forward here, guys. Of course, we'll do a bunch more updates this week, so don't forget to subscribe. We're almost at 40,000 subs here on YouTube, which is nuts, guys. We're getting there. So again, make sure to subscribe, and let's break down these 5 companies, 5 stocks that I'm watching that you should add to your watch list for this week. Number 1 is Pepsi, ticker symbol PEP, which this stock, I think, year to date is pretty much flat, up barely, like 1-2%, maybe, if that. And they're reporting earnings, I believe, on Thursday. Let me double check this day, guys. Yeah, on the 8th of October in the morning, we're getting their numbers, and they're projected to do EPS of $2.29 versus $2.25 from last year. Nice increase there, but then again, maybe not the best increase, barely increasing year over year on EPS, and revenues projected at $23.84 billion versus $23.45 billion. So a slight beat, from last year, not even a beat, but slight growth, about 2% year over year. Pretty much flat if you account for inflation being about 2.5%, whatever it may be. So not much revenue growth out of Pepsi, and the chart does not look the best. I mean, look, we're under the moving averages on the 4-hour chart. We have a death cross, not the best looking sign here in the short term, and we're actually down about $11 from recent highs, or about 6-7%. So who knows? Maybe a good earnings report could finally get the stock moving back in the right direction, right? Which, who knows? We'll see. 170 should break, or needs to break rather, for the bulls to start building up some momentum here. So that's Pepsi, ticker symbol PEP. We also have College Stas's favorite, Domino's Pizza. I can't tell you how many times, guys, I've had Domino's Pizza at like midnight when I was in college. They had this deal. It was like $6. You could get a medium pizza, a side, and like a dessert. It was a ridiculous promo back then. But yeah, Domino's Pizza stock, not looking so great recently. Ever since the company reported earnings last go around, we saw a huge gap down to about $400 a couple months ago. And I guess a good sign is the fact that we've been flat at about $425 over the past 2.5 months. So who knows? Maybe this go around, if they surprise, that could spark maybe some sort of upwards momentum in the stock. But if they drop the ball again, guys, if it drops under $400, it's not going to be pretty for Domino's. Let's just say that. So they're on, I think, Thursday as well. Or no, they're on, or they might be on Thursday. Or I'm screwing these dates up, guys. Is the 10th Thursday? Let me double check this for you all. Yeah, the 10th's on Thursday. So I messed that up big time. Yeah, wait a second. So Pepsi, I think I said Pepsi's on Thursday. Yeah, that was my bad. No way it's on Thursday. Pepsi's on, yeah, what am I saying Thursday for? They're on Tuesday, guys. Oh my God, they're on Tuesday in the morning. Pepsi is. Sorry about that. Domino's Pizza's on Thursday. I think in the morning. Yeah, in the morning. So Thursday morning, we have Domino's, and their EPS estimate is $3.62 versus $4.18 from last year. So EPS is shrinking a bit there, and looks like revenues at $1.1 billion for Domino's Pizza. I don't have the number from last year, but yeah, man, let's see if we can get some sort of good news to spark a breakout in the stock, something. And I'm actually noticing a bullish divergence slightly here. The RSI is, gaining strength. The stock's still in a bit of a downtrend, slight consolidation. So maybe that's signaling a pop coming. But again, it all comes down to earnings. So Delta Airlines, ticker symbol DAL, is another one for this week. This stock's been ripping recently from $37 back in early August all the way to $52 just a couple of days ago. So it ran 40%. Then it saw a much needed pullback, which is actually good heading into earnings. So we already got the pullback before earnings, which whenever I see a stock that's way overbought heading into earnings, that's never a position that I like to see, or that, it's never a position I want a stock to be in heading into earnings, super overbought, because then it's pretty much priced to perfection in the short term. So we already got a nice pullback heading into earnings, which is good. And now actually it looks like buyers are coming in, and we're getting a bit of a pop post-earnings, right? Or not post-earnings, pre-earnings. So we got the pop pull down. Now we're starting to continue the uptrend heading into earnings. So I'm looking at DAL like, all right, let's see how this plays out. Earnings are, I believe, on Wednesday. Let me double check that. No, they're on Thursday after the bell. Or actually, no, excuse me. I'm screwing up today, guys. What's going on? Thursday in the morning is when we're getting Delta Airlines. So they're looking to do EPS of $1.54 versus the $2.03 from last year. So EPS is contracting there year over year. And revenues barely growing, $14.82 billion versus $4.55 billion from last year. So almost $14.5 or $14.85, billion of revenues projected. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Delta's in an interesting spot. The airline industry in general, I don't know. There's a lot of competition, but at the same time, is there really? There's a lot of big dog players. Looks like Spirit wants to go or is projecting or expected to file for bankruptcy potentially. Not immediately right now, but at some point in the future, which could be good for companies like Delta, right? So I'm keeping my eyes peeled on DAL. And by the way, guys, I have a free mailing list down below. I send you my top 3 stocks every single Monday morning right to your inbox, right to your email for free, no spam, no BS, just straight up stocks and ideas right to your inbox. So if you guys are interested, that's in the description box down below. Make sure to go join that. It's a no-brainer, guys. We've called out some big winners on the email list. So banks, like I said, when banks are reporting, you know earnings season is kicking off, right? So we have JP Morgan on Friday, and this chart looks pretty good, man. We're still oversold. We're double bottoming at the bottom of this channel, and we're actually starting to break out. On Friday, we had an almost 4% green day, and this window right here on JP Morgan is wide open, right? If they crush earnings, man, who knows? This stock could really start breaking out to the top of the channel, and they're looking pretty decent revenue-wise. The projection's $41.7 billion versus $39.64 from last year, up around 5%. On EPS of $4.01 versus $4.33 from last year. So EPS, like a lot of the companies we're talking about today, is projected to contract a little bit, but revenue up 5%. Not too bad year over year. So JP Morgan I'm looking at as a trade, especially if it's able to get out of, I'm going to say like $213 per share. If we're able to break out of the moving average here and the highs from the end of September, early October, right around 213, 212, this could really start taking off. So keep your eyes on JPM. And of course, Wells Fargo, WFC is the ticker, which doesn't look nearly as good on the charts as JP Morgan does, but we are at the top of this channel right here, which if I draw it out very quickly for you guys, you can see we're at the top right now. Big resistance. So if we're able to get out of, let's say, $56 to $58 plus 60 per share on Wells Fargo, that'd be a big breakout for the stock. That'd be the breakout spot. And they're also on Friday morning, just like JP Morgan, and they're looking to do $1.28 earnings per share versus the $1.48 from last year. So they're contracting EPS-wise as well on revenue of $20.4 billion, which I don't have the number from last year. I couldn't find it as I was prepping this video. Come on, Yahoo Finance. What the heck's going on? Either way, you know, it's exciting, man. Exciting times in the stock market, and it's a great time for content. When earnings season's here, it's so fun to make videos, guys. Break down the companies, their numbers, see how their stocks do. So, yeah, I'm pumped up. Make sure to subscribe, run those likes up, and check out the Patreon. If you guys want to join the Patreon for a small fee per month, you can see my portfolio, what I'm doing every single week. I'm putting in money. I'm buying stocks. There's a Discord chat. I'm posting charts and ideas throughout the week in Patreon, guys. All of that is linked down below. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next one.